Welcome to Let's Rant About It, where we have a real conversation about real life topics. It can get a little passionate, but we keep the vibes high with honest opinions. Getting started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Randi Rossario. Welcome to Let's Rant About It, where we have authentic conversation from our point of view. Per usual, I'm sitting here kicking it with the cool kids. We got my sister, Amy Luciani, my big bro, big little bro, Papi Chulo, one of my babies, Crystal Nadal, one of my good friends, Alfonso, the actor, and of course, my fave, Passport Cuddy. Today, we are going to play the game.
Oh,
yeah, we be talking, but
I've
today
been waiting.
we gonna play the card game today,
Come on,
baby.
come
Let's
on.
get to
We
it. I
talking
ripped
about
it. These big ass nails. Tore. Just excited to open boxes and stuff.
Let's
No,
rant
y'all, it's
about
a
it.
bomb game. Good conversation starter for sure.
Let's
Come
get
on.
it. Okay.
Mm.
Whew. Let's start. Where we gonna go? This is a good.
That's
I
a
be
good question.
feeling like I'm like, oh
I
God,
love
don't get
games.
anxious. Here we go.
Mhm.
How many times do you believe you've been in love?
Ooh.
Yeah, you first. Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mm.
I feel like honestly, every relationship that people get in, your thought process be like, this the one, you know? So you want to really give them everything that you got because you thinking that this your person.
Yeah.
So I really feel like people can be in love while they're in that situation. You get what I'm saying? And then once they get out of it and they realize who they were really dealing with, they started to realize they were in love with the thought of what they had, you know? And and that's more so what it was until you learn the person. Because when you really love somebody, you can genuinely, they can apologize, you can accept it, and y'all can move on from it. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
work to move on from it.
Yeah.
You got these people that you never want to see again in life. That's not love.
Mhm.
Because you can live without them. You don't want them, you don't want nothing. That, you know, you end up finding out like, I got love for you, but I wasn't ever really in love with you. But it was that moment where you was loving what you thought they was.
You better.
So for me, you know, I'm gonna say, have I been in love? I feel like I'm in love right now. I am in love because I'm experiencing things that I never experienced before and not in a toxic way.
Yeah.
It's a genuine happiness that I know I've never felt before. So I can say honestly, in them situations, you can know you're dealing with somebody and hope for the best because you want to love them into becoming what you want them to be. But do you really see yourself being with them? No, because you're seeing so many red flags, but you just want them to change for you.
Yeah.
But have you genuinely met a person that just be like, wow, they make me want to be better. They make me want to change myself. They make me want to, you know, like I love this for me. I'm genuinely happy.
Yeah.
So I could say me once,
Ooh.
honestly.
That's honest.
Mm,
I ain't mad
honestly.
at that. Amy, what you think? How many times have you been in love?
I would say once.
Really? Y'all are
One
some fucking
time.
heartbreak baddies out here.
One
Who?
time.
One time.
The ex.
That's my friend.
I know.
That's my friend. I'm gonna make it work. Okay. So
Yeah.
just that one person. Okay, so
Yeah.
in these 21 years of life that we've had,
Right.
you've only come across one person that you've genuinely been in love with. Why is that?
I've had 5 boyfriends my entire life.
Really?
Like, I'm just a person I like to be with somebody, like committed. So every guy that I've actually committed to, because it's either you get the cheating version, wild version, or like committed. Those it end up lasting years. So 5 of them, the 4 before the ex were just like, I love you. But I love you kind of like how I love my homegirl. Like, I love you. I'm not in love.
I
It's
love your
not-
company.
Yeah, I
love
love
you being around
what we're
type shit.
doing currently right now. I
Yeah.
won't want anything to happen. I'm faithful. Like, I love you enough to be honest. But once I got with who I was with the past 8 years, I really saw the difference for
Yeah.
sure. So I can actually say I thought I was in love with one of them before.
Yeah.
So I thought it was 2, but now I can tell like, no, it's only been one of y'all.
Yeah, because that's the one that you got to keep trying to fight off.
But yeah.
I can't get you off me. So it kind of relates to what Crystal said. It's kind of
Yep.
like when you genuinely love somebody, you can't let it go.
Right.
I can agree with y'all on that
But
one.
when she said the thing about, you know, you love them and then you could like never talk to them again. When she said that, I was like, damn, I could love somebody and I don't want to talk to nobody again after it's over. I don't care. I'm like, damn, I ain't love nobody.
So when you done with them, you don't talk to them at all.
I don't care. No, you could. Anything could happen to you. I don't care.
I'm like
No, but
that
I mean,
too.
I've been in
I'm
love.
like
I mean,
that
I
too.
Y'all the
could say
same
that I
sign
love
too.
you. Oh,
Oh,
really?
we both
Yeah.
Leos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could literally.
I could say love for them, you know, like and I wouldn't even say like being in a where you can't leave them alone, because I was in a toxic situation where I dated somebody for almost 4 years, and they abused me from year 2 on up. And people would say, I was just talking to my hairstylist last night about how it'd be hard to get away from certain situations, but I was immature, y'all. And I looked at life totally different than how I look at it now as a grown woman.
Yeah.
I was in a kid mind frame. I jumped off the porch late. I really didn't know what was going on in this world. My daddy wasn't around. You know, like I had my brothers, but I wasn't learning but nothing about how they play females.
Yeah.
So I didn't have an example. So I just and I was a loner. So like I felt like a loner in my family when I was growing up too. So I really didn't feel like I was getting a lot of love.
Yeah.
So somebody was giving me some attention. They was protective, and I'm thinking they protective, but really they're controlling. But I didn't see that. I didn't know. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm so in love with him because he's showing me things that I never felt before, but they were negative, but I didn't see him like that. And I thought to myself, like, damn, was I in love with this person? No, because he was terrible. When I really sat back and thought about it, I'm like, this person was terrible. But when we had our good days, I got to feel young. You know, outside of me being a parent, your life changed when you had kids. He made me feel young and adventurous. How we in fast cars, we doing this, we doing that. It was a ball, but that was me being
Having
young.
your dad
Yeah.
not be around, your dad wasn't around. That make a hell of a big difference.
It very
versus
much
with
so.
the girls, you know,
It
because I got a
definitely
daughter and I try to school her like, listen, this is what it's gonna be. They're gonna tell you X, Y, and Z, but really it's A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you all I can give you, so when you see it out here, you will know what time it is.
Yeah,
so
you gotta give
that
them the
make,
game.
That make a lot of
Has
You gotta
sense.
give them the
It
game.
make
That's
a
fire.
big difference.
Chulo, what you think? How many times you been in love?
Out of all the women, different
Okay.
experiences.
Like,
Just one
carry
time.
the one.
One.
And that's because I'm still with her. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
And
Okay.
that goes, you know, just from a woman really believing in you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Even while in Section 8, you know what I mean? Giving you True King posters and everything. So, so it's like the $5 million house, that was the starter home. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm at with it mentally, because it's like, you know, you done did this and that while I was here. You know what I mean? Like, and too many people ain't believing in nobody these days. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right on that.
Especially men. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in this society. We talk about that too.
Yeah.
I think that I've been in love twice in life.
Me too.
In a healthy way. And I've been in love egotistically once, and that shit almost killed me. I spent the vast majority of my 20s in a egotistical love, almost triangle, where I just didn't want the other girl just to have him.
Wow.
And it was like, I wish I would have just let it go, because I wasted so much time and energy and just mental capacity for something that just didn't matter. Now, that's the negative thing where I thought I loved somebody. But the two situations where I did love somebody, I'll say my first husband, Christopher, I definitely believe I loved him. I think that he showed me how a man was going to love me. I think that he showed me how a family shows up for each other, because, you know, being from Detroit, we can be honest, our families be a little aggressive with each other and shit like that. I seen a video that said, I'm from Detroit, of course my family cuss each other out and do.
And fight. And a fight.
So my first set of in-laws, my first in-law family, they are families to the core. Like they, you know, they get together on the holidays, they're checking on each other every Sunday, they're getting together every week. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when he passed away, that's how that toxic love came into space, right? Because I felt like, oh, okay, well, God took the one that was going to be the easy love, and now I have to have the one that has to work. I had to work for this one. We got to work through the mud, and you know, you go through things in relationships and stuff like that, right? Looking back, it was so ego driven. It was 100% ego driven. I just didn't want you with them. And that is disgusting, because I should have gave your ass to the trash.
them.
You should have.
Let them have it.
To the street.
I would have been rid of this so soon. I
Exactly.
would have went through everything I went
Exactly.
through, man.
So I think the second time that I've been in healthy love is something what you said is with my husband. And what made me really kind of smile at the thought of it was because you said that it's something that you can't let go.
Yeah.
You know, me and JT dated when I was 18.
Right, yeah.
So for it to have, when I say when he came back around on my 29th birthday, it literally was like he never left.
Yeah.
And since then, he hasn't left.
That's
so
fine.
and
That's
it's you know,
That's
I won't sit here and say that everything is peaches and cream and perfect and all that, but it's worth the fight.
Yeah.
It's worth it, yeah.
It's worth, and it's not a fight. Like it's okay, cool. We might have to have a couple
work.
uncomfortable conversation, or it's worth the, you know, Let me figure out how to speak to you in a tone that's acceptable or a way that you can receive it better, that's digestible and things like that. Because I had to work on that. I'm a bitch from East Warren,
Me
baby.
too.
It's,
It's a daily fight.
listen,
I know exactly what you're talking
it's
about.
It ain't on me.
Man.
You feel me?
You know, a real man, they ain't gonna let you get too loud with them.
No,
money.
not for
They
real.
not, hold on, pipe it down. You know, especially when you ever just talk to a quiet man.
Yeah, I married one.
So that's what's new for me.
Yeah.
I'm so used to
But
that
it's so much more
argument.
peaceful.
I gotta,
It's so much more peaceful.
What?
Like,
then you feel like you wrong. Like I realize I be wrong so fast.
And you feel
Yeah.
stupid.
I be like, I'm yelling.
You
I'm
feel
loud.
stupid. You feel stupid when you'll be kind of showing out. And what I had, so my favorite thing is in the past, what I didn't like is a man trying to match my energy. If I'm upset, the fuck you mad at me because I'm mad for?
Yeah.
Boy, don't try to gaslight me in this situation.
Yeah, you gotta have that balance.
Yeah, like
Gotta
you
have
have
that
to,
balance.
if I'm upset about something, we have to figure out how to work through that. I'm not saying coddle me and babble me, but you can't be like, oh, you mad, I'm about to match your mad
Right,
energy.
we both walk
That's,
around mad.
that to me is not man shit.
That's
It's not.
That's
at
just
all.
immature. That's emotional.
Yeah, that's not man shit.
Right.
Let's get to the next card. This
We talk about that all day.
is a good
Okay.
one. How important is church and fellowship to you? I'll go first. I was raised in the church. I was raised in a Black Catholic church. I actually was a Sunday school teacher for 8 years.
Okay.
Surprise,
Fire.
surprise, right?
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Learn
Yeah.
something really.
Learn
yeah.
something
Wow.
new every
I
day.
was a
Okay.
Sunday school teacher for 8 years. I absolutely loved it. I love teaching people about the foundation of Christianity. I love that. I love pouring into the youth. I absolutely love that.
Nice.
Fellowship will forever be important to me. I just feel like you can fellowship outside of the church home.
Mhm.
That.
I think that it's so much corruption sometimes within churches.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Judging.
I grew up in Black Catholic church, so we ain't even got to go into that. But Catholicism alone is a fucking ridiculous situation that we talk about. So I think that as long as, for me, the fellowship is the most important thing. I'm gonna have my relationship with God regardless. I
Yeah.
talk to God every day, multiple times a day. Dog be like, please get off my line,
Mhm.
okay? But for me, fellowship is probably the most important thing. And I think that we can fellowship in spaces like this and have these type of conversations and whatnot.
Right.
So what you think, Amy? How important is church and fellowship to you?
It's not that important to me. For just without going too deep about it. So I came up in the church. My grandmother's a pastor.
Okay.
Was a pastor. My grandmother came out of Christianity about 4 years ago,
Okay.
as well as I did. But although the church house, and I'm not a Bible toter anymore, because I used to live by everything my grandma told me that my mama told her is Bible,
Yeah.
is facts. When I got about 26, I started just going into a personal thing myself of research and not just saying and believing what they told me. I was like, let me go learn it myself. So from there, I stopped going to church that year.
Yep.
And I went on a personal journey. And I realized, like, after watching my grandmother, my mom, church for us was almost like a mandatory thing. But when I used to sit there and watch everybody, I'm like, this is
like a
y'all
song.
are fake.
They not
Y'all
the
y'all
example.
are not
They not the
living.
example.
What are y'all
It's just a
talking about?
song and
Like, this
dance.
isn't real. I'm the pastor's daughter.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like,
Yeah.
I just want you to have some type of ground to understand that there is a higher power. You need to have understanding that you are not running this whole show. You need to have a respect level of try to do the right thing.
Yeah.
No matter what your religion is. So it's not that important to me, but I guess in the terms of fellowship, how you put it, I fellowship with another type of setting. I
Yeah.
like to fellowship with positive people.
Yep.
People come to my house and we're not necessarily just praying over each
Yeah.
other's life, but we are speaking life in each other. We
Yeah.
are investing in each other's careers. We call and check on each other. So religion, I took the hold off of religion off of me now. I'm more so like into spirituality. I'm learning a whole personal journey. So I really don't even get into too many topics, even on the show that I'm on.
Yeah.
When they talk about religion, they know me. I'm just out of the conversation because I'm
Yeah.
still experiencing it and learning it myself.
Yeah.
So I don't have too much to say about it because if I speak about it, I'm only speaking on what my grandma told me.
Yeah.
But I'm grown now. I want to
Yeah.
learn it myself and talk to you about it. So
So I went through that. I went through that probably when I was about 20 years old. Actually, when Christopher passed away. Yes, that's exactly when I went through it because I questioned God. And they was like, no, don't question God. And I was like, why?
yeah.
If he's my father, why can't I ask him questions? Like, I'm not questioning. I'm not telling him like, oh, you suck. You know, I'm asking, hey, why, big dog? Can you paint this picture for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
And that started to open up the Pandora box of sorts. Like with the whole, once I started asking questions back, like you can't question God, why? if we're made in his image, then why can't we say that God is within us? Like, why can't we say these certain things?
Right.
And that's when I started learning about and super indulging into Buddhism. Buddhism saved my life. So now when people ask me about what religion I am, I always say, like, I'm like a mix between like Buddhism, I still got some pieces of Christianity in there, and Islam. So I just be like, I'm like a religious mutt. Whatever I can take, I chew meat and spit out the bone from each religion. Whatever I can take that sticks to me and I can apply it to my life, then I do that. And if not, then I can't live by that.
I tell people my religion is life. Like,
Amen.
It's just life.
I love
Like,
that.
there's no way I feel like, I remember asking the pastor a question and I could just tell that he was looking at me so crazy. It was just a genuine humanly question that I didn't understand around like 19. And afterwards, I remember my aunt was like, don't ever do that again. You don't question it. And I was just thinking like, why?
Wow.
But if I'm made in this image that you guys are talking about, and you gave me the mindset to be curious, because I can get a job and look at my benefits and question my benefits on what
But I can't.
well, I can't question that. So
It's something
it's
we
personal.
follow
I'm
blindly.
lifing and learning and just trying to do the right positive thing. You
Mm-hmm.
don't really need a religion or a title to know this is wrong, this is right, and try to do the right thing. So my religion is life.
I ain't mad at that. Chulo, what about you?
It's the foundation, and I do agree. You have to have a personal journey. You know what I'm saying, to find out who your father is. You know what I mean, and really just dive in. I sit around men fellowship every Tuesday just to really break it down, right? Because if you listening to it from another perspective, and all it has to be is flawed once, it's gonna be flawed forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now, like, a new pastor, he got businesses and everything. He breaking it down in the biblical and the entrepreneurial sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, this what this was talking about. Gold is good. And when he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, it's hard for a rich man to get in heaven, he was only talking to that one man because that one man didn't want to give up certain things.
Yeah.
It's like breaking it down to the point where now you're understanding, okay, it's more than just this. Most people in the church, we already know they gossip more than everybody.
Do the messiest.
The messiest, you know what I'm saying? Ruining relationships, you know what I'm saying? So it's all types of stuff going on in there. So it was more of a personal journey, you know what I'm saying? But it's the foundation of like, all right, this is what we're gonna live by. The virtuous woman, the virtuous man. I'm gonna try to match that, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to be a good man. I want to be. You know what I'm saying? And you strive to be better, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we know flesh ain't perfect, but you want to be, you know what I'm saying?
You better preach up here. Talking about flesh ain't perfect.
You feel me? You just want to be better, you know? And I believe everybody at their core want to be better.
All good people do. I believe that.
All good people.
You said something just now that stuck with me, because let me tell you something. I love me some Kirk Franklin. I do. I love me some gospel music. I love me some Kirk Franklin. But it is one song that I refuse to listen to.
What's that?
Which one?
That I'd rather have Jesus than silver than
silver
gold.
and gold.
Jesus wants me to have all the silver and gold that got my name on it.
Of course.
Okay? This idea that you cannot have money and love God, to me, is ridiculous.
It's such
crazy.
a slave mentality.
It is.
It's a slave
Jesus
mentality.
was rich in the Bible. He didn't come from a carpenter. He came from the carpenter that actually ran everything. Like, people don't even break it down. And all the disciples was businessmen, high-powered businessmen. So people don't know the certain angles in there. That talks about money a lot. And everybody, a lot of people had the bread back then too.
Yeah.
They just not reading it from that perspective. They reading it from the perspective of what used to enslave people back in the day.
And
Not
if you look at that area where Jesus is from, like, they still getting money for real.
on.
They
They
actually fighting over
They
that.
came to him and giving him gold. Like,
Yeah.
born
They fighting
10
over
million
that area right
back
now.
then.
Like,
over
natural
there.
resources in real
I went
life.
there last year.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was like,
Fire.
I went to Jerusalem. I went to Bethlehem. All of that.
What was that like?
It was.
I
it was
want to
very
go.
Are you
sad.
deep in your okay? So let's answer the question. Was that religious based for you, or was
No.
that just okay?
No, but I went there just for my birthday. But then when I was there, it was like, oh, I'm
was
over
like-
here. Might as well, you know. I grew up Catholic, but I remember
Really?
I remember being in Jerusalem, and the guy who was driving me around, he said something, and he was like, "We all got money," but it was like he didn't say it in a. It seems like very humble, you know, like they don't have a lot, but they're like, this store that we have, like, it's very, you know, simple, and, you know, they just have all of these trinkets and stuff like that. But he's like, he was arguing with somebody. He was like, I am very rich. Like, we all have money here.
Yeah, I
Like,
know
this
that's
is-
right.
I mean, and of course that's not everybody's story, but they're basically saying, you know, like, we're not poor the way people make us
Yeah,
out
think
to
that we are.
seem. You know, I was like,
They be thinking
Okay.
they still walking around with
Yeah.
them.
I mean, and
wood
sometimes
sandals
they
on.
are walking
So,
around like that, but that doesn't mean they don't show their money the way that we
We
show
do.
our money in
Yeah,
America.
yeah.
Like, they have money though.
I want to talk about this real quick, and this is gonna be off subject for 2 seconds because that conversation alone from the passport Cuddy that I met in 2008, you just randomly decided to take a birthday trip to Jerusalem. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That made me think of your book, Mending Me.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for 2 seconds? Like, what is this growth of you and your brand over the past, honestly, at this point, 15 years? How does that feel, and what is that? What kind of inspired Mending Me?
Mending Me came from me just when I first started therapy. I remember the first time I sat down, she said, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "I want to be free." And she was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "I just feel shackled mentally, emotionally, everything. Like, I just don't feel clear, minded, headed, anything." And then like the more I started seeing, when I started doing advice calls for relationships, I just started seeing how many people misinterpreted stuff. Their ego was so big. They were so argumentative, sensitive, like always. And somebody else mentioned something about matching the energy, like always, I want them to feel how I feel. Like, so this book is a unfiltered guide to fixing yourself. Yeah. So it's you like having to really be honest with yourself about like who you are. If you have an attitude, you're gonna have to admit, I have an attitude. If you're sensitive, you're gonna have to admit, I'm sensitive. You're gonna, if you are petty, if you are, like, if you're jealous, if you're, malicious, if you're vindictive, if you're a hypocrite, you have to admit that. You're never gonna be able to fix yourself until you admit those things. The first thing you say, somebody will say, "Oh, something jealous." I'm not a jealous person. I'm like, "Oh, shut the fuck up." I'm not saying that.
Like you're the most jealous.
Right.
Because you have to describe
that everybody is jealous. But who's to say that in our life, nobody can admit that they've ever had jealous feelings, envious feelings, they've been hypocritical. Like, come on now, like you just, so that's me wanting to like, just be honest and be transparent and like have the shackles like, so that you could move forward and be like lighter and feel better.
Yeah, you gotta be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Know yourself before you can make that journey. So that makes sense.
And I think it's so dope finding yourself on that journey. But it really does start like where you said, it starts literally with embracing who you genuinely are. You cannot grow and heal if you are still lying to yourself.
But it's very isolating as well.
It is. It's very lonely. The whole healing journey is lonely. If it wasn't, everyone would do it. Healing sucks. It sucks. It's hard. It's draining. It's mentally draining. It's spiritually draining. It forces you to look in the mirror. And a lot of times for many of us who have never taken that step back to say, "Oh, I kind of am a little fucked up sometimes." That should be a big pill to swallow. Like a big pill to swallow. So I can understand the disconnect and why some people just be like, "You know what? I'm just going to sit in this fucked up realm that I'm in because I'm doing okay in it." Yeah.
People literally, as soon as I just dropped the book 3 months ago, and people are taking so long to read it. I'm like, "Are y'all reading the book?" They was like, "Listen, I opened up chapter 1. I was like, I ain't ready yet." I was like, really?
Wow. I'm not gonna hold you. So it's very good. I read chapter 1 and I was like, bitch. Bitch, don't call me out like that. I'm gonna holler at chapter 2 in a second. Right. But I appreciate it though, because I feel like you're like everyone's best friend in their head, and it's like trickle down therapy. So you like, okay, I went to therapy, and I
always say it's medicine in the candy.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that. That's how you gotta do it.
I want to get the book.
Where's the book available?
Amazon.
That's right, y'all. Get it on Amazon.com. Mending Me by Passport Cuddy. Check it out. All right, next question. I'm going right to actor Alfonso. Okay.
What we got?
Do you like surprises?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. Because I mean, it depends on what it is and what it's about.
Okay.
Sometimes I like a heads up. I like to know what's going on so I can know how to receive it. I think it's the Capricorn in me. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to be prepared for what's going on. I can jump off and be spontaneous and have some spontaneity to me, but overall, I want to know.
And you like routine. All right, so let's say surprise. Let's say the I'm gonna go extreme. Okay, the first one I'm not. Okay, so the first one is surprise, surprise. I made your favorite dinner.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Surprise, surprise. There's another bitch here. Oh.
Ooh.
Like for me? Or
like that depends on what,
both of us.
Like, right. Why is she here? Like, what's going on? Who is she? What's she
about to have a good time.
What we doing here?
A time is about to be had.
A time about to be had with her.
Okay, then.
Surprise, surprise.
That's cool.
What about if you don't like her? What if you don't think she's attractive?
then it's not cool.
Surprise.
I'm not gonna be mad about the surprise because it's the thought that counts. You know what I'm saying?
Crystal, do you like surprises?
No.
I can tell. You tried to make it so cute.
Said it all.
You know what? Like I said, I think that it has everything to do with what the surprise is. Do I like being surprised with bad news? No, nobody does. You
Okay.
know? Like those type of in a negative situation. Do I want a surprise party? Hell yeah. You know? Yeah, I got one before.
Really? Did you have fun?
I had a ball. Like they really tricked me. You never know until it happens to you. You walk in a room
Yeah.
and you just like, y'all love me.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it
That's
feels good.
nice.
Like, I made you dinner type thing. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought about you.
Yeah.
You know, I know your favorite snacks. It's not always the biggest things. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to know somebody thinking about you and they doing something without you asking them to do it. Especially
Yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah,
relationships
that's nice.
between a woman and a man. I say this all the time. I feel like every woman damn near say they want the same things out of men when it comes to how they want to be treated. And I just feel like if the men hear us constantly, why y'all don't do
How
it?
you don't know?
Y'all, your girl
know
posts
it yet?
pictures of flowers and all of that all the time.
But
She
you-
don't want to tell you, bring me flowers, baby.
Right.
She wants you to just bring them
Yeah.
home.
Bring 'em.
And I just feel like it be, and men sometimes, I don't know what it is. I guess I got to ask the fellas.
I think because for me personally, like I don't take hints well. You know, like
Hints?
hints.
Okay.
Like I catch the hint, but like you said, if you drop a hint for me to go get some flowers, I'm not gonna want to go get you flowers because it's like you told me in a roundabout
Damn,
way to
see,
go get the flowers.
But that's ego.
Don't take it too hard.
That's ego.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanna do something along those lines that I thought about myself. So when I come with it, you'll be like, damn, and I ain't even have to tell them to do it.
But
Yeah,
that's
but
your
still
ego.
do it that way. You got guys who won't do it at all.
No,
No,
I
okay,
don't.
tell them what
You say
it
it's
is.
an ego.
That's your ego because you making it about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want
I did
it
a lot of
to
ego
da,
surprises.
She want the flowers.
And I'm never gonna
She
sit here and
don't-
think
So don't
that-
think too deep
you know,
about it.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
just wants
That
She
makes
just
sense.
want the flowers.
Yeah, but
feel
I
that.
do understand
She wanna
you
be
because
taken
I
to dinner,
I
you know?
was that type.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh well, you just told me to do it, so let me take some time before, like, let me let some time pass so it could be my idea now. Like, I
Yeah.
did do that, but at the end of the night, now they like, didn't I just tell you? Like, wait, I'm waiting. It's just, it just makes it. It's like y'all dancing with two left feet for no
Yeah.
reason. Just
Yeah.
get the damn flowers. You know.
Yeah, trying to
Yeah.
outprove a point.
Yeah.
Chulo, what about you? Do you like surprises?
No. Wait, it's a double-sided question, right? Because only because, you know, as far as my scheduling or whatever the case is, like, yo, don't do it on this day because you know I have to try to take your surprise. But now by taking your surprise, I'm gonna miss this right here that I was really
Right.
looking forward
Right.
to, and that's gonna cause conflict later. And you know, but I hear what a lot what Cuddy just said. Like I did a lot of ego surprising. You know what I'm saying? Because I always wanted to. I'm like, nah, that shit ain't good enough. I ain't giving you no damn flowers. I'm gonna buy you the whole dollar. I'm gonna get this and that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck flowers. Flowers cost $5. This next cost $50,000. What we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like taking this trip.
Oh, you was look, she like That's a surprise.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes, you know, you ladies really just want those simple things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, you know, some of us men, like, I always base it off of, well, I love you like this. Let the mother broke
Yeah.
buy you some damn flowers. Anybody can buy you. I was always, I don't want to do nothing that anybody could have done for you already. Like, you probably got flowers from the past dude because that's all he could afford. I'm at a
No, it's
different
'cause
level
she
now.
liked it.
Because she
Yeah,
liked
it's
it.
like someone
Yeah,
that
see, that's why
like
I was
fresh
doing. I was
flowers.
thinking a lot of
Yeah.
ego.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
year was really like the first year where I actually just said, okay,
Good.
popped over flowers.
Yeah.
You're like,
That was
here's
just like,
$1,000
that was like 2 weeks ago.
She was so happy, wasn't she?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
it means so much.
She probably was so
You like it's so
ecstatic.
simple. It be the simplest things. Like
Yes,
a lot
it
of times,
is. Yeah.
women, you know, it's nice to get gifts and stuff like that. I've been in situations where somebody can do this, but they didn't really care, you
Yeah.
know. And I want to know you love me and genuinely care about me and pay attention to me, you know.
Yeah.
Me having to tell you what to do all the time, that's like
I
you're not
always
really
say it's
into
too
me.
easy to give me money.
Yeah.
Like I had a guy that was just, and obviously didn't work out, but would just give me money. I would just wake up and get Zelles. And then he would text throughout the day, no call. Then I had a guy that would like do little small stuff in calls. He was more important to me than me opening my bank and being like, okay, he just randomly sent me a Zelle. 'cause
Yeah, I'm not
that
impressed.
was too easy. It was no thought into it. You make the
and
money.
You
Why
have
would
the
you
money.
not give
It's
me
nothing
something?
for you to do it. Exactly.
So what about if you do it something special, but he just does it in his own way?
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Because that can be
understand
special
that.
too. Like,
Yeah.
yo, walked in there, bust
Give me an
this down.
example. Like what?
I mean, like for me personally, like if she, I'm just using this example. If she want flowers, and I know she like flowers, in my head, like you say, I guess it's the ego in me. Like I ain't gonna do that because I know that's what she want. So I'm gonna get her flowers, but I'm gonna do it in a different way. So instead of me just, you know, maybe paying to have them delivered to her job, maybe I might send her a text and be like, hey, meet me at one of these restaurants somewhere, Applebee's or wherever, we're gonna go sit down and eat.
Yeah.
And then I might get there early and tell them like, listen, my lady coming. I want y'all to walk out with this bouquet of flowers. And
That's
just
beautiful.
give it to
Yeah,
the
that's
waiter.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's
So
She
that's
still
me
got
giving
the
it to her.
flowers,
She still
right.
got the flowers, but it was me giving it to her in my own way.
No,
to make
that's
it
fine.
more
But that's
original.
still
You see what I'm
And
saying?
that's
That
not
counts.
how. We'll take that. We'll take that.
It's
Definitely.
different. You would have been going left if you were like, she want the flowers, so I took her to Applebee's. And it was like, okay,
still
where the
took you
flowers
somewhere
at?
So
else.
you
Yeah.
feel like that's what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you said the flowers is coming. Okay, you could put your little creativity and your spin
Yeah.
on it, but just some people say don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's really the
Mhm.
simple
Don't
things.
overthink it. Don't overthink it in real life. Okay, I'm gonna ask this last question. We
Mhm.
can it can be real simple, right? What is your spirit animal?
Lion.
Baby.
Well, you guys are Leo, so that makes sense. What's your spirit
The
animal?
The goat.
The
Oh.
goat.
Capricorn.
What's your
Capricorn.
spirit
I'm a
animal?
Capricorn.
My spirit animal?
Yeah.
Shit. You done already took line. You done already
They took all the
You
good
could be,
ones.
That's a
you
good
could
one.
be a lion too if you feel like you're a lion.
I could be a tiger. I'm born in the year of the tiger. You could be a lion.
All right. There we go. Good. You know what I'm saying? I got it in
So
there.
y'all all lions? You said lion, everyone?
She said, he said,
I'm a
what?
Leo. She's a
Oh.
Leo,
What
so we
about-
said lion.
what
I
about
would
you?
be- I would
Infatuation
definitely,
with 'em.
I would be a bird.
You would be a bird. I can see
What
that.
kind of bird?
Any of
Like
them.
a dove?
Anyone that'll fly the hell up out of here.
An owl?
Get the hell on.
An owl is wise.
Yeah.
They say.
I'm just free. I just.
Got it out.
There you
If
go,
I was an
frequency.
Come out of
animal,
there.
I would
Yeah.
be a whale, so I can swallow up whatever the fuck I wanted to and get everybody out of my way.
I like that.
You ever been swallowed up? You guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Let's Rant About It. We'll catch y'all
sounds so
next week.
freaky.
Swallowed.
Swallow.
Swallowed.
Swallow.
Swallowed down.
A swallower.